Hello, you Earth signs. Welcome to your weekly energy update. And this, of course, is for all you Taurians, your Virgos, your Capricorns. And this is going to be zeroing in on the week of November 28th to December 5th. But of course, if you're coming across this reading outside of that time frame, I would trust your intuition that brought you here and watch anyway, because I'm sure there's messages for you. But if you are watching between November 28th and December 5th, well, the big day that I could talk about is December 4th, which is the new moon in Sagittarius. A lot of beautiful energies coming in. I did create separate video for each zodiac sign for that, which I'll link at the end here. When we get to the end of the reading. Also, of course, for those of you that celebrate Hanukkah, this week also is Hanukkah, so happy Hanukkah to you. I wish you very big blessings for that event. All right, but for this week, we're going to zero in for our Earth signs. We're going to pick a card here from the Spirit Animal Oracle and just see what the creator wants you to know about this upcoming week. All right, Creator, what do you want our Earth signs to know about this week ahead? What would you like them to know? What spirit animal has a message for our Earth signs? Okay, this one is the one right here. And you have the elephant spirit. Learn from the past. I love beautiful elephants, such majestic beings. That's card number 25, and we'll see what message this brings for you this week. There we go. So learn from the past. Although we often wish we could leave the past behind, Elephant Spirit reminds us that memory matters. We must respect the wisdom of the elders who hand down to us traditions they've shaped to express our connection to each other and respect for the community. What has come before informs us what we are experiencing today, and we must never forget our legacy of strength and dignity. Elephant Spirit appears with the message that we are to acknowledge that which came before and learn from it. All of us are memory-based creatures, and we must revisit the past to understand where we are and where we're going. The stories of events you experienced, the stories in our collective memory, and the stories of relationships you have had can be told many ways. What story will you tell? Elephant Spirit is here to encourage you to make it one that stirs in you a sense of power and dignity, for you have honored yourself by choosing to learn from your past. Spirit rejoices at your willingness to learn and grow. That's beautiful. I love, one, that it's bringing you this awareness that you are the one that chooses the story that you apply to any situation in your life. We have a lot of opinions out there, which we have taken on. A lot of it we were given when we were younger, where we didn't realize we had a choice, and we just took it on and made it our habit that when this thing happens, we think this way. But this beautiful energy is coming to let you know that you get to choose what that story is, and you can go back and revisit and go, is that the story that I want to have remain there? This other message that comes with this for me is that our memories in our past, we could have this event or events that happen in our life that we have in our energy flow, in our energy field. And it could have been something that we use to define us and to constrain us and to limit us and to make us feel powerless. But we don't have to do that anymore. With this energy, we can go back and go, you know what? This thing that happened had nothing to do with me. This was what that person was going through. That person was in fear. They were acting out of fear, and they were out of their minds because they were in fear. So that doesn't have to define me anymore. We don't forget, like it says, we are memory-based, and we come here to experience all this stuff, but we don't have to invest energy into it anymore. I love this picture in my head where we actually take that event and that memory and we put it in a little photo album outside of our energy. We're not going to forget it. We're going to take that experience with us back home, because that's why we came here. It's like taking a bunch of pictures on vacation. That's what our memories are. Even though we're like, oh my God, why would I want to remember that? You'll realize it later why. But we don't have to invest energy into that anymore. And I really feel like this is a big message of what is being brought to you for this week. I'm also going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this upcoming week. And one more time. All right, Creator, what else for our Earth signs for this upcoming week? Okay, pick those two, that one, and this one really wants to talk, and anything else? Okay. And I feel like these two are kind of like this little extra, not extra, but like this summary of these cards for the week. So you got quite a bit here. These three are separate, and these three are together too, so we will take this way. So you have the Ace of Cups. Cups are your emotions, which is everything we kind of just talked about here. A lot of our emotions that are left over. The Ace is this gift. This is the hand of the Creator giving you this chalice, this Holy Grail. And this is the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. You can see our messengers are bringing that to us, and they're showing us this love that is truly what we were searching for and what we're made out of. And so these memories that we're going back to and these things that we're remembering this week, we can go back in a new way. And that's what I love, is that this new story that you can apply to it is that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And again, those things from those other people, those from that outside world, they didn't mean anything about you, because that's retail price on the outside, right? Things in your worth that come from the outside is retail. But this amazing worth that you can grasp onto comes from the inside of you, yourself. That's why they call it self-worth. And I feel like these others, yeah. Six of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your spark, your spiritual energy, but this is about being recognized for who you are. And I love that, because of all this love. They're basically saying that we recognize for you who are you, all these stabs behind you is spirit in the spiritual world, saying that we celebrate you, we celebrate everything you've gone through, and you can celebrate yourself because you have overcome 100% of everything that challenged you in your life, or you wouldn't be here watching this video right now. So they celebrate who you are and the amazing you that you don't see, but this is a time for you to recognize and celebrate yourself as well. Yeah, because here's Page of Wands. New energy, new messages coming from Spirit, obviously. And this is beautiful because pages have two different aspects to it. One being that they are messengers. The pages were the ones that were hear ye, back in the day. And so because the wands is your spiritual energy, I really see this as messages coming from the spirit realm. So this week, pay real close attention to what thoughts are popping into your head, all the synchronicities on the outside that are happening, emotional messages that you're getting, because they're going to be communicating with you this week like crazy. And the other piece of the page is about they were the youngins, the young, teenagers and children. And with this spiritualness, this energy, this spark, what that also brings is that it's like when you were a young child before you get suppressed by all those circumstances and all those supposed to's and shoulds and all those opinions of the outside world. Before that, you have so much energy as a child. I mean, right? You see 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds running around. If I could just bottle that, I'd be a billionaire, or I would just hoard it all for myself and take it every day. But this is this new energy that's coming in, and it's beautiful because, as I talked about in the beginning, when you remove these things out of your energy field that you've been investing all this into those past emotions to maintain it, when you move those out of your energy field, all this energy that you were investing in all those past events and circumstances comes back to you for you to focus on where you want. And let's see what else comes in here. Yeah, 10 of Wands. So this is letting the burden go. Exactly as I was saying, this is all the energy that you were investing into maintaining all those things. And with this 10, that's endings and new beginnings. So you're definitely ready to let all that go. The phrase, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're ready to let it go. You're ready to invest that energy into something more in the present and forward, not so much in the past. Excuse me. And then you have the Justice card. I love this too, because she has the Ace of Swords here. And this is about balancing both your physical world and your spiritual world. And this Ace of Swords is what brings you the capital T truths of the spirit world. And that, all these thoughts and beliefs that we had, like I talked about, those things that suppressed us and everything, those are small t truths of our ego and of fear and the opinions of the outside world. But this sword allows you to cut away those thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you. And it allows you to see and make room for these higher truths, these higher awarenesses and the wisdom that obviously you're going to be getting messages from the spirit world that help you with releasing and seeing things more clearly. It's also allows you to, brings clarity, of course, like I just said. So these situations that you go back and look at, you can see more clearly what they really were, that it wasn't all about us. What we saw was a reflection for us to show us that there's something that we can look at inside of us. But their actions were out of fear if they were not of unconditional love, because it's one or the other. So if they weren't expressing unconditional love to you, then they were expressing and screaming for love because they were fearing that they were not good enough. They were fearing that they were going to be rejected. They were fearing that they were unlovable, right? And so that's how they were expressing that fear, and you just happened to be nearby, So when you see that, and this transforms that, so this beautiful justice is what comes in, and it allows you to see the truth. And, like I said, that whole forgive and forget, we don't forget. We're like these beings. So when you forgive something from the past, you're forgiving the wrath around it. And you're actually getting rid of the toxicity of it all, because when we don't forgive and we hold bitterness and we're maintaining that energy around that, pain and that resentment towards someone, it's like us taking poison and going, nah, you're going to get sick now because I drank poison. And it's like, well, no, that's not how it works. That's just toxic for you. And so forgiveness is for you, not for the other person. You're not going to forget. You're putting it in your photo album. You're just not going to invest energy in it anymore because you don't need to, because you're realizing these higher truths, which is beautiful. And then you have the Three of Wands. Wands, again, is your spark and your ambition. And the Two of Wands is about that you made plans in your life, like A to B to C to da 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 da. And let's say it's like you're in the middle of a country, and the first part of it from A to B is to get you to the coast, to the sea, which you're literally at here. And once you get to the sea, you're going to hop a boat and go somewhere. But with all this new information and this new awareness and this new energy, you're actually changing directions, and you're editing or revising your plans on what you were going to be doing. And that all comes around in a spark during this week. And then you have the Chariot, which is the power of choice, which is totally what this is about. You get to choose. Are you going to choose something of your shadow and fear and conditional love and of this world, or are you going to choose unconditional love and choose the brighter side of it? What story are you going to choose to put in any situation of your past, your present, and your future? It's beautiful when we realize this power we have, because we stop fearing the future more and more and more and more when we realize it doesn't matter what comes, because you are the one that gets to choose what story and emotions you feel around it. So it doesn't matter what comes. You could always choose to be that's happy, realizing, like it said, the world it's all unfolding perfectly for us. It's not happening to us. When we can trust that, then it's easy to make the choice. Easier, I guess I should say. Easier and easier the more you choose how you want to feel about it instead of the stories that you've been told you have to put toward it. So very, very powerful here. Yeah. And death and rebirth, transformation. You're letting the dead horse lie. You're not beating a dead horse, investing energy in it over and 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 over. You're ready to say, you know what? I'm putting an end to this energy that I'm investing in those memories and that way of living, that way of the stories that I was applying it, and I'm ready for something new. So beautiful. This is not about you dying. Okay. This is about those memories. You're putting those old perceptions, those old stories, you're closing the book on them and putting them in the photo album and leaving them be, because you have new things to focus your energy on. So love it, love it. This is, I'm going to leave the reading there. I don't have anything else that they're telling me on this. So as I mentioned earlier, I do a variety of readings throughout the month, including like monthly readings by zodiac sign, the new and full moon readings, which that new moon in Sagittarius will pop up here, a playlist down here or in the corner, one of these in just a moment. But if you don't want to be left out of any of those additional readings that I put out each throughout the month, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this notification bell pop up. And if you click on that, then you can set your notifications on to receive those when those come out, so you won't miss a thing. All right, well, just know as you're going throughout this week and each and every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. So I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, you take care.